Hi, I'm Dan. Let's talk about the Declaration of Independence. You're going to need a pen, any color you want, and some colored pencils. You'll need 3 of them, green, red, and blue. And make sure they're sharpened. Now, while you go get yours, I'll sharpen mine. Whew. Oh, those are nice and sharp. I love the 4th of July, don't you? The parades and the fireworks are so much fun. Do you know why we celebrate the 4th of July? Let me explain, because it has everything to do with the document we're studying, the Declaration of Independence. Today, the United States of America consists of 50 states. Before the Declaration of Independence was written in 1776, remember that. I'm going to test you on that. Remember what year the Declaration was written. 1776. Okay? Before 1776, America consisted of 13 colonies, which were subject to King George, the King of Great Britain. Now, one day, the king, acting like a bully, started making bad laws which hurt the colonists. Ouch! The colonists begged the king to be nice, but the king refused. The king was so mean that he sent armies to force the colonists to submit to his unjust laws. American families were in danger. So the colonists, fearing for the safety of their families, decided to unite together to protect each other. Now, they did this in 2 ways. First, they declared their independence in writing. And you're holding that document right now, the Declaration of Independence. Second, they prepared themselves to fight a defensive war against the British armies. Now, war is a bad thing, but the colonists believed that this was the only way they could save their families. The war lasted 9 long years, and even though the American colonists had a small army and very little money, they defeated the most rich and powerful army on earth. American families were safe. Whew! Now, we call this war the American Revolution. A revolution means a change in government. Remember that. I'm going to test you on that. A revolution means a change in government. After the war, Americans were no longer subject to the king. Americans have governed themselves ever since. And this is why we celebrate the 4th of July. Now, let's look at the Declaration of Independence. Grab your pen and colored pencils and turn to page 3. I'm going to turn there with you. Now, we will divide the Declaration of Independence into 3 parts to make it easy to remember. Everybody can remember 3 parts, right? And you're smart, so it's going to be no problem for you. Now, the first part contains the first 2 paragraphs. In these, Americans shared with the world what they believed about government. Do you see the first words there on page 3? When in the course of human events. You see those words? I want you to take your pen and write the number 1 next to those words on the left side of your Declaration of Independence. I'll write it with you. Good job. Now look down at the second paragraph, which starts with the words, "We hold these truths to be self-evident." Let's color the words "we hold" in green. So grab your green colored pencil. You ready? I'm going to color with you. Oh, that's pretty. It looks like the grass on which American soldiers fought to defend their families. These first 2 paragraphs are very important because they tell us why the colonists did what they did. They believed that all people should have equal rights, the right to life, the right to be free, and the right to do the things that will make them happy. Now turn to page 4. It's the next page. You see the first sentence where it says, "He has refused his assent to laws." This sentence begins the second part of the Declaration of Independence. So grab your pen and write the number 2 next to that sentence. Good job. Now color the words "he has" right there in that first line in red. I'll do it with you. Nice. You know, that's the same color as the blood shed by those who sacrificed their lives for their families. Are you grateful for your freedoms? Many people died so we could be free. They love their families that much. In this second part, Americans made a list of the crimes the King of England committed against them. On pages 4, 5, and 6, you'll see those words we colored, "he has," many times. The king has done this and the king has done that. Man, that King George did a lot of bad things to the Americans. Now, let's turn to page 6. On the 3rd paragraph down, do you see the line that begins with the words, "in every stage"? Well, that's where part 3 begins. So write the number 3 right there. Now look for the words "we have" at the end of that line and color those words in blue. I'm going to do it with you. Oh, that's such a pretty color. You know, blue reminds us of our responsibility to love and make sacrifices for our family and friends, just like these Americans did for each other back in 1776. In part 3, the Americans were acting in accord with their beliefs to make sure you and I are safe and happy. That's why they said, we have done this and we have done that. They were acting in accord with their beliefs. Now, let's review what we've learned. The Declaration of Independence is divided up into 3 parts. Each part has 2 important words that help us remember what that part is all about. The special words are, in part 1, we hold, in part 2, he has, and in part 3, we have. Early Americans said, we hold certain beliefs about freedom, and because King George violated those beliefs, we made a list showing how he has violated them, and as all belief requires action, we Americans, by saying we have, are demonstrating our faith by our actions. We hold, he has, and we have are the key words in this declaration. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna test you on that in just a minute. That's the Declaration of Independence. 3 parts. It's like a baseball game. 3 strikes and you're out. And King George struck out. Americans won the ball game. Woohoo! What a great team we have. Teams win together. Now that we've studied the Declaration of Independence, it's time to play our game show. First question, what year was the Declaration of Independence written? Say 1776, 1776. Yes, that's right, 1776. You got it. Good answer. Question number 2. The American War for Independence is called the American Revolution. What is a revolution? Say a change in government. A change in government. That's right, a change in government. Wow, are you smart? Now it's time for the 3rd and final question. This is a hard one, but I know that you'll get it because you're super smart. The Declaration of Independence is divided up into 3 parts. Each part has 2 words that you can help remember them by. What are those words? We hold, he has, and we have. You got it again. I'm just overwhelmed. You're like a genius. A+. I want to show you one more thing before our lesson is over. Look at the last line of the Declaration of Independence. They said to support this document, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Try to remember those words. Talk about them in class and with your families. The Declaration of Independence was written by people who were willing to sacrifice everything for their friends and family. That's what love is all about, and that's what America is about. America was conceived by faith and born in love, and faith and love will keep us safe and strong. Keep love alive, because love always wins. Remember this lesson the next 4th of July. I'm Dan. Thanks for listening. Talk to you next time. Be good.
We've got some work.